Good morning and welcome to the new edition of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. We're aware that the biggest problem today with most of the equipment is that the batteries do not continue working the way they should, and therein lies the rub. However, necessity is the mother of invention, and the scientists came up with a modern marvel. And that modern marvel is graphene. This new product is a single two-dimensional layer of carbon, and would you believe it's 200 times stronger than steel? 200 times. But apart from being extremely strong, it has diverse uses. And one of the best uses is that this product, when converted into battery, or rather when battery is made from this product, it recharges itself and provides unlimited clean energy. So the potential users in the beginning would be biomedical applications. A patient is on the operating table and he is being given targeted drug delivery, and it has happened that the battery failed or it was not recharged and there was a error in the current supply, whatever, and that had a fatal consequence for the patient. But now there'll be no break because the batteries are recharging themselves continuously and providing clean energy. It also improves the lifespan of the smartphone batteries. And the University of Arkansas has found evidence that later on, when this is upgraded, because the possibility is there, then the question of upgradation is there, it can provide unlimited supply of clean energy. The scientists say that graphene has the ability to ripple into the third dimension, similar to the waves moving across the surface of the ocean. And this motion can be harvested into energy. This is something extremely, extremely useful. For example, a guy is wearing a pacemaker and today he has the battery. He has to be careful that it's replaced and recharged as soon as possible. But if the pacemaker is fitted with graphene battery, then the patient doesn't have to worry. What the scientists are doing is they are using a tunneling microscope. And then in the analysis, they have found that the small random fluctuations and larger coordinated movements can be combined to enable that ocean wave-like effect, which keeps on recharging the batteries. And as atoms of the sheets of graphene vibrate in response to the ambient temperature, these movements capture curvature, creating energy. But the bigger problem is you can create this energy. Okay, it's unlimited supply, accepted. It is clean, accepted, but can you harvest it? So now the point is that they are using 2D materials, and graphene is the only 2D material today available for creating and harvesting energy. Unlike the atoms in a liquid, which means random direction, atoms in graphene move to a combined movement, enable the energy to be collected during using existing nanotechnology. So nanotechnology, the new product and the assistance of the nature that has enabled us with this marvel of engineering. And they say that the pieces of graphene are measured 10 microns across. And do you know, 20,000 pieces can fit into the head of a pin. This is something which is astonishing, and the scientists are really amazed. 20,000 pieces fitting on the head of a pin, and each fluctuation is exhibiting an individual ripple, which is only 10 nanometers. Imagine it. So, this is something new which has come. But then this is not the only thing. There is always in this world the problem of connectivity, the Wi-Fi. And they have seen, the researchers at Rutgers University, that Wi-Fi can be used to develop a security system that uses Wi-Fi to detect explosives, weapons, and chemicals in bags. So some terrorist is carrying a bag, and there is a weapon in that and exploding that. Even if the manual research fails or the machines fail, Wi-Fi now can be used to detect weapons, chemicals, and explosives. And the security officers anyway can detect the dimension, identify the items inside a bag simply by transmitting and analyzing the behavior of the wireless signals. Now, this is something which is of extreme importance in these days when we are cornered by terrorists, and insecurity is a problem which is facing us. And this Wi-Fi is a lifesaver that way. And this technique is extremely important and inexpensive to conduct security screening in large public areas. Spaces, you remember that last time a musical festival was going on and somebody started shooting over there. And 100 people died. Now Wi-Fi can be beamed across the space. And with that Wi-Fi, they can detect the possibility of weapons. On a larger surface, they don't have to search at an individual. This development and the Wi-Fi can be aided by the graphene battery, which is absolutely recharging itself and supplying continuous energy. So, these two developments are extremely useful in medical sciences, security, safety, and everything. But then the safety is not only in firing. There is danger of the wars as well. And the autonomous cruise ships are coming. There will be no crew. So what happens? So US Navy has decided, and they have conducted and signed and sealed an agreement with Utah State University that they create a slime. And this slime shall be a weapon to stop the enemy ships. What will happen is they will fire slime at the enemy ships and stop them in the tracks. So grenade would not be used, guns would not be used, cannon would not be used. A new slime is being created. And what happens is that jet of slime is sent and it fills the predators, the enemies, their engines, their mouth, or if it's a shark, the mouth of the shark, anything. So the slime goes, it fills that up with goo, it swells up, and the swelling is by a factor of several thousand. As soon as it comes in contact with the seawater, the slime swells up 1,000 times. Imagine it. So, this protects them without damaging the enemy ship or without killing the shark. On the one side, we are protecting the wildlife. On the other side, we are capturing the enemy ship for our own use later on. A much better way of fighting a war. And this, according to the naval resources and the Utah University state, within 50 days, it will be 15 months, it will be used by the US Navy. Now, this development, along with the first two I have told you, are definitely path-breaking. But the developments do not end here. Just it's a preliminary step, but it's a big step forward according to the scientists. Do you know the biggest problem today is the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere? And that has been a reason for the politicians to misuse their power and levy more taxes. Now, a new product is coming. Graphene came, and they call it a marble product. A marvel, modern marvel. You know, every age has seen new products coming, which are amazing. These new products can be in medical science, they can be in physical sciences, they can be in anything. But the new products being created is something which is happening regularly, and every new product adds. Radium was detected by Madame Curie. Now, graphene I'm talking about, and this is a new product. It's magnesite. Now, what do you will be asking? What's this magnesite? This magnesite is a mineral, artificially made mineral, which will be created in the laboratories. And the purpose would be to stop the climate change. Amazed. Well, this would reduce the GHGs, greenhouse gases, and take away carbon dioxide, absorb carbon dioxide in the air. Now, the scientists are saying that what they plan is this magnesite can be used, for example, at the rooftops in the shape of shingles or bricks, or it can be used even as a coating. So every rooftop would have this mineral created in the lab, which will be on the roofs, on the walls of the buildings, and it will remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, leaving air absolutely pollution-free and clean. Now, what a help it would be to the people who are suffering from respiratory diseases, asthmatics, bronchitis, and everything. I mean, all those people will heave a sigh, and the cities, which are now becoming so dirty, pollution-wise and even otherwise, would be cleaner and much better places to live in. This magnesite, they have tested in the labs, and they find that is extremely, extremely absorbent of all the carbon dioxide. And it acts like a sponge. It just keeps on absorbing. Now the question arises, is there a limit to it? And the scientists say no. After it has absorbed carbon dioxide, it retains the carbon and releases the oxygen back. So carbon capturing is being done by every rooftop. So this would make the lives more livable, better, and healthier. So on the one side, we have the development in the protection and the security and the lifelong. And then we have a cleaner air. We have less pollution. Well, as long as these advances in science are used for the good of mankind, it's always welcome. But when the frontiers of knowledge also embrace the destructive part, then it's something to be worried about. But then that depends on us, the users. Do we use the work of the scientists and the researchers for our own good, or for the destruction, mutual destruction of ourselves and our antagonists. Nevertheless, these advances are absolutely stunning and welcome. Don't you think so? Thank you.